What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kris KeyZ, and this is absolutely the best place for music creators, music producers, and entrepreneurs. Before we get into today's interview, I wanted to kind of break down what is the KeyZ Method and what is the 14 keys of thinking like a pro. And basically what it is a conversation that I had with 14 of my friends, guys that are really high ranked and professionals in the music industry. We're talking music producers, artists, entertainment lawyers, and basically I just share their story and dissect and pull out keys and gems that you as music creators and producers can apply and add that to your journey as you climb the ropes to success. And basically, guys, we're talking about finances, we're talking about networking, we're talking about so many good things, mindset, and basically I want to package that in a way that hopefully is beneficial to you and to everyone that is watching around the world. So with that being said, let's jump right into today's interview and we talk with my good friend, Grammy Award winning producer, Fyre. Enjoy. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the KeyZ Method. It's your boy, Kris KeyZ, and we got a very special gem today joining us, a producer, a phenomenal, just stand-up guy in the industry, man, just a gentleman. But as far as music concerned, man, we have a phenomenal producer. He's produced and worked alongside of the greats as Dr. Dre. You've worked along with Ty Dolla, Slim Thug. I can go down the list of so many people. Thank you, man, for joining the podcast and the KeyZ Method today.
No, thank you for having me, bro. I really appreciate you. I'm proud of what you're doing, man. Being your homie and someone that works with you, man. I'm really proud of what you're doing, though. Some dope shit. Thanks for having me.
Man, I appreciate it, man. So, I feel like, man, I feel like you are generally one of the best guys in the industry, man. Like you always bring so much positive energy to the table, man. Just, in front of the music, behind the music, man. Like, what is that like? Before we even dive into the interview of music, man, just you being a stand-up guy, like, where does that come from? Because you're from the Bahamas, right?
Yeah, I'm from the Bahamas. I finished high school in Houston. I appreciate you saying that, man. That's real kind of you, and I feel the same way about you, man. Likewise, you're a stand-up guy. But shoot, I don't really know, man. I just appreciate if anyone says anything like that about me. I just be trying to make it, you know what I'm saying? Like, really just going day by day for real. But I really fuck with people. I really fuck with music. I want the best for everyone that I come in contact with because we all are one at the end of the day. So I appreciate you saying that, man. That's really a big compliment coming from you, especially.
Yeah, man, no doubt, man. I mean, it's definitely facts. So growing up, I mean, you for your love of music, I mean, you live it. I mean, you really move the culture forward. I mean, did you grow up in a band, or where did you start with music, producing music? Where did that start from with you?
I always loved music. When I was growing up in the Bahamas, my uncle Jonathan, he's a DJ, and my grandparents, I grew up with them. They love music. They had all the records and record players, tape players, 8-tracks, like you name it, they had it. And they let me just mess with the pianos, instruments. They had guitars around, little drums, little bongos, keep me occupied. And I would buy CDs from a young age. And so I always loved music, and I always knew that I wanted to do something with music. When I started producing later on, I figured out what I wanted to do because I didn't necessarily want to be in front of the camera or be like an artist or anything. So I figured that producing was right up my alley.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, you picked it up. The drums kind of hit you. Is that your specialty, or would you say the melody kind of brought you into the producer side of the game?
Both, really both. I'm in love with beautiful melodies, beautiful chords, beautiful harmonies, and I always love drums as well. But it's always fun to do drums. And a lot of my homies always ask me to do drums, in particular on different joints. But then some people ask me to hit them with chords and melodies. So it's just all around fun. It's kind of like playing offense and defense if you really love basketball, So I love doing both, playing, coming up with compositions, and I love doing drums too.
Yeah, for sure, man. Speaking of basketball, man, I was pulled for my Houston Rockets, man. I was
Me
hoping
too.
they was gonna go at least one more round this year, but they ran into my Lakers,
Yeah.
so
Man. Yeah, man. I'm
it's
sad
tough.
we got knocked out, but yeah, it's all good. I'm glad they playing and enjoying the game and stuff. But I'm sick that we got kicked out though.
It's all good, man. Next year. Hey, man. So just growing up, I mean, because I mean, as of to date, you've worked along, I mean, some of the best that probably ever lived. Definitely in our generation, in our lifetime. But for you starting out, was there any mentors that kind of you was around growing up, or were you learning on your own as you go?
Um, yeah, I took inspiration from a lot of people. Directly and indirectly, I studied a lot of people, and like really, my peers, my one of my best friends, Irv, and my little brother Kellen. When I started making beats and stuff, we really would feed off each other because we had YouTube tutorials then, but it wasn't as much as now. Like it wasn't even
Right.
close to now. So we would basically just buy books and buy tutorials and buy different type of things, and we share information. So those were the main two guys that really inspired me when I first started cooking up. But then I ran into a lot of people like Mike Dean, the homie Domo, my guy DJ Buddha, um, my guy Jupiter in LA, my guy Perps. Like a lot of guys I meet, we just pretty much exchange information. My guy Louis V. So there's a lot of guys I say, guys like Big Duke, um, my guy Rex. We all feed information to and from each other, so we teach and each other's students.
Yeah, man. I mean that's another thing. I want these young producers and guys coming up. I mean, you're hearing it from, you've heard it from me in other episodes, and you're hearing it once again. And you have to be a student of the game. It's something that just continues. I don't know if it ever stops, learning something about the music industry. And you can even just hear from Cy right now. I mean, before, you know, even starting out, he was investing his own money and time trying to learn, techniques and skills. And man, can you talk about that a little bit? Is that a big deal trying to learn, actually really, really dig in and be a student of the game and learn your craft? Is that kind of
Yeah,
where does that rank? Is that a big deal or not a big deal?
yeah, it's a big deal. I think it's a real big deal, man. And it's like you said, it's never ending. This stuff never ends. It's only 12 keys in the Western music. It's only 12 notes, on the keyboard that we mainly use in this type of music for the most part. Unless you're using like an Indian scale or some Eastern scale. But there's so much. It's endless combinations that you could create with these 12 notes. So this thing is never ending when it comes to music theory, when it comes to engineering, when it comes to sound designing, when it comes to just making shit that's dope. There's also an area of studying that just comes with just making dope, trying to make something that's dope that's kind of separate from music theory and engineering and everything. There's a feeling part of it that we research as well. But I feel like if you really love this shit, then it's just that's what comes naturally. People like us, we just love it so much that we just want to know as much as we can about it.
Right, right. Um, Speaking of that, like starting out learning, I mean, you have stuff called the theory. I mean, you always talk about the theory. And we're going to talk about theory, but that is something, being a student of the game, theory is part of music. You don't have to necessarily learn how to play an instrument and be a maestro or phenomenal player, but, learning some type of theory, maybe learning a few notes on the keyboard where a C note is, if somebody's singing, be able to find out what key there is. Because even if you're not playing an instrument, if you're doing drums, you don't want your 808 in an off key than everything else, and knowing where to detune the 808 or pitch it up, that's theory. That's learning keys. So uh,
Mm-hmm.
definitely, definitely do your research. And man, like you said, there's so much information now that wasn't available several years ago. And speaking of that, man, you had to learn, like, kind of like I said, without this YouTube and tutorial area, what's a mistake, or do you have any like mistakes or something that you learned early in the game starting out that maybe if somebody, a new producer, male or female, that's starting out, that you can be like, hey, you know, I did this, maybe try not to do this, or maybe try this.
Like a mistake, I can't really speak on a mistake, but I could speak on like something that they could do. Make sure to tap in with just being open. You know what I'm saying? Being open to learning, being open to people, being open to different types of energy, different vibes, different types of music, different experiences. I feel like being open, coming from the Bahamas and being in America, I was wide-eyed anyway, just because America kind of hit me with like a culture shock, so to speak. So I was just open to a lot of things. Just even going to a big mall and things of that nature. I would come on vacation, but living right next to a huge mall was something that was pretty new to me. Going to the big movie theaters, even that was amazing to me. So I was just open to a lot of different experiences. I go to any neighborhood to this day. I go to any, I don't care if it's a big studio or small studio, I'm open because I learned that being open, just you be able to be a blessing and receive blessings. Just being open, man, just go with the flow. If it feels right, just, you know, just don't overthink it and just vibe out with people. That's one thing that I feel has helped me along the way. Just being open. I have long-lasting relationships with people, including yourself. You know, we tap in every once in a while, and, you know, it's blessed, and just that I'm happy that you're open to vibing, and likewise, you know what I'm saying? It's just a blessing that way.
Absolutely, man. And, you know, and that's why, like I said, guys, like you've heard it on many episodes, you know, music it's one thing, but a big part of music is just the vibe and being able to hang out and network and collaborate with other people. And if, you know, if you're good at that, then, you know, you'll be able to sometimes be able to get in these rooms and get the opportunities just by being a good hang. Uh, and I mean, and I just commend you. I mean, I just see somebody like yourself. I mean, you're really one of the guys in the culture. You really have the baton right now, and I really feel like you're moving the industry forward. I mean, a Grammy Award winning producer, but then you still are able to relate and just so humble that you'll be like, man, I'm cooking up on a little speaker right here, and that winds up being like another placement for you, like. So talk to the guys, because some people get the attitude, you know, whether they get their first placement or whether they, you know, have an opportunity to go in the studio. I feel like, you know, they forget the excitement of just being a kid and cooking up, whether you have some headphones on, a little Beats by Dre speaker right there, or whether you have the big speakers in the studio. Like, does that matter for a kid, whether he's on a laptop or in a big studio?
No, man, I think that nothing matters, man. Like, if it's jamming, it's jamming. Yeah, we got so much technology now. Like, I remember, like, the old studios with the SSLs and stuff, tape machines, and people used to have to cut stuff to edit it. And, like, now you can pick up the iPhone, and that quality is going to be real good. You could pick up an Android, iPod even, and download some stuff on there and cook up. So, nah, it don't really matter. They could always mix it in there. Just jam out and just have fun with it for real.
I actually prefer cooking up on my laptop or in my home studio more than actually going to a studio. That's just me personally. I mean, I could do either way, but sometimes I just enjoy just relaxing at my home studio. What was it like? Do you remember your first major placement?
My first placement, I consider the placement. My first joint was like with Magno from Houston, man. He got a joint for me, but like Trade the Truth was one of my first placements as well. But like on a major label, because those guys are independent, but on a major label, I think my first joint was probably Big Boy from Outkast.
Nice.
Yeah, probably Big, or Slim Thug, because Slim Thug has some stuff on E1. So like around that, and the J-Dog, some stuff I did with J-Dog from Houston was big out here too, and I consider that like a huge deal when that happened. And still to this day, a lot of people love it. But it's around those guys who happened around the same time. The Big Boy, Vicious Lies and Dangerous Rumors album. Yeah, and J-Dog First 48 and like Slim Thug, The Thug Show, and a Magno song called The Kid with the Arch that he had on like a mixtape. And Trade the Truth, like I'm on, happened around the same time.
I kind of remember that. I was just kind of moving into Texas area, and man, Houston had, I think that was right around, Houston was around the peak. Uh, you know, I mean, Houston, it still makes a lot of noise in the industry, but around that time, Houston was making a lot of noise. You know, that Slim Thug and Trade. I mean, they was really running. You know,
Mm-hmm.
as an independent artist, that was really running the game at that time. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
man.
caught him like 2010, 2011, like around that time. Yeah, like right after when Houston was super huge. Like that's when I came out and started working with those guys and stuff.
Yeah, for sure, man. And talk about, so you went out to let's talk about the how you wound up working with Dr. Dre. Because that was very interesting. Was that on a soundtrack or a movie, or take me through that whole experience working with him.
Yeah, so someone was telling me to send beats to Dre, and I kind of procrastinated, and they're like, "Yo, send the pack to Dre." So I sent him a
Hold on,
big pack.
time out. If somebody, I'm just the average person to say, "Hey, man, send beats to Dre," bro, they're probably
Mm-hmm.
gonna stop everything. They're probably gonna be like, "Mama, I gotta talk to you later," and you just say, "I procrastinated." I just thought that was funny. Sorry to cut you
Oh
off.
man, nah, cause I don't know. I'm getting better, man. Cause it wasn't that I wasn't grateful for the opportunity or nothing like that. It's just that at the time I feel like it was maybe it was overwhelming and I didn't know how to process it, but I was trying to be cool about it type thing. You know how it is. But
Yeah.
so I kind of procrastinated and they got on me to send the pack, and I sent the pack at the last minute. And I just sent a bunch of stuff because I didn't know exactly what to send. I think I was just kind of overwhelmed with the whole idea of sending beats to Dr. Dre. But I ended up sending him a bunch of stuff. Some had hooks on it. I kind of just sent him like my folder of beats that I had liked, like the whole thing. To his A&R Ty. And Ty's a good guy. Ty puts together, like, he does a lot of work over there at Aftermath, and he puts together like a lot of the beats and sessions and stuff like that. So I sent Ty the pack, and they told me that they liked a couple of joints, and one in particular. They initially told me that John Connor was going to do something to it. John Connor from Michigan, and I'm a big fan of John Connor too, so I was excited about that. My homeboy Constantine wrote the hook on the beat that they picked. So I asked him if it was cool if Constantine could roll too, and they said cool. So Constantine beat me to the studio. I guess he was closer. And when I actually pull up, it was Dre at the boards coaching Constantine. He had him re-recording the hook, and I was quiet because they were actually recording in the control room at that time when I walked in the room, and I was looking for John Connor. When they stopped the music, I said what's up to everyone, met Dre, and I was just like, yeah, where's John Connor at or whatever? Because I thought it was his session. They're like, nah, it's not John Connor's session. It's a Dre session. We just wanted to tell you that type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was really cool. One of the best sessions I ever was in, man. I got to see Dre coach vocals. He helped just restructure the beat, rewrote the hook, told him ad-libs, like he was coaching him on how to, like, I don't want to give up all the sauce and shit, but you know what I'm saying? He was
I was like,
really
what the sauce? I
hands-on.
want the
Man, yeah, I try to, you know what I'm saying? But just to say, I'm just saying he was really hands-on, like coaching him on everything, just even to tone, which rate, like which octave to hit something in here, be like, nah, go high on that part, go low on this part. So I really learned a lot about vocal production and music production and engineering and studio etiquette and a lot of other stuff in that particular session. Yeah.
Man, what a fabulous opportunity, man, of just learning around some of the greats. And man, it's kind of cool when you see somebody and you're like, oh, okay, like he's really that good because he's that good. Because sometimes you hear stories of, well, it's Dr. Dre, but he hires all these people to do the work and he just puts their name on it or something. But it's really good to be like, okay, he really puts in that work and hands
Oh yeah.
in the session like that.
I gotta let niggas know, like, for sure, like, he's Drake for a reason, you know what I'm saying? Like, he knows how to do everything in the studio, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like just even his air is just valuable enough. But he's really hands-on with everything.
Yeah, man, that's cool, man. So, man, once again, man, congratulations on that. And I think, like I said, that one, I think you became a Grammy Award winner or with that project as well. So, man,
Yeah.
congratulations on that as well. And you did some stuff with Ty Dolla, man. Like that was one of his biggest albums I think you was on, wasn't it?
Yeah, I worked on his first album. I had on a couple of, like the mixtapes that he dropped. But the one album that I was on was Free TC.
Yeah. I like that album, man. That was like one of my favorite projects that he does, man. That was his debut album.
That's his debut, yeah. But you know, like the Beach House projects are like albums to me too. So like those joints are that he did before Free TC, but you know how they do it with the labels. They say one is an album, even though all his stuff has been original production.
Right.
All the Ty Dolla projects, yeah.
Very nice, man. So let's bring up to date now. I mean, I was kind of talking to you a little bit before we started the podcast, and I don't know if it's just a normal part of your routine now, or if you have seasons during where it's slow, where you make sound kits. I mean, but you're becoming like the GOAT and the go-to guy for me when it comes to sound design and for a lot of producers in the industry.
Oh, thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. Like, tell us a little bit about like where did that come from? You just feel like, hey, man, I'm not getting the sounds I want, or did you just see a need in the industry?
It's really just fun. It's really just fun, like for real. Like, cause I'm a sound fiend. I get everybody's kits. Like, I download all the packs and everything, and I like just keep my folders of everything. I really use everybody's kits and go through all the sounds that I get on a daily basis. That's like one of my main hobbies is going through sounds, downloading sounds. But I also like to make my own sounds as well. I always been doing it since I started producing, but I just started a few years ago actually making the kits available. I was sharing with the homies, but I just started making them available for producers to get.
Yeah, man. Man, thank you for looking out for me, man. Them cats, I'll be like, if you
I
guys
appreciate that, bro. That means a lot, man.
Man, producers, if you haven't, I'll be sure, man, to put the link below where you can go check out and buy his sounds and packs, man. Like I thought it was a game, bro. It's like, okay, you sent the homies, couple sounds, but then when you put them up for sale for everybody else, I was like, you really giving the guys the sauce, man. Some people just try to give you some little old snare drums from 1980s or something, and
Oh, man.
like, man, Ty, you giving us some future shit, bro. Like, I don't know, you the bro, Dr. Dre. Let me find out, y'all. Bro, you learn some,
man.
you got some dope kits though, man, for sure.
Man, thank you, bro. Thank you,
When's the next
man. Like,
one coming
shit.
out? When's the next one?
Shit, real soon, man. I'm gonna send you just the stuff that's in the cut too, cause like I got stuff ready. I just really just gotta drop it for real. I just be making kits for fun, like for real. I got like a DJ screw kit that's just like sounds off of screw tapes that I EQ'd and sharpened up. You know what I'm saying? I had a couple of those sounds in my other kits, but I got like gigabytes and gigabytes because I just be jamming screw tapes and shit. And I got like a little Caribbean kit that I made with real drums and real like percussion. I got like some other trap stuff, some real sounding drums. I got some ethnic percussions I've been working on, and also MIDI kits and loop kits and stuff too.
Just all the sauce, man. All the sauce, man. Like, yep, I promise you guys, man, take my word. You guys that follow me, and just if you're new to the channel, I'm going to try my best to just give you facts over here. So if you check out his sound kits, I guarantee you will not have to shop much of anywhere else. I promise you that. I promise you that. No smoke.
Appreciate that, man. And shoot, we need to collab on a kit, man. I'm trying to collab with all the homies that be helping that knock too. So your shit always knocking. So we got to collab on a kit or something.
Hey, say no more. Let's get it. Hey, y'all heard it right here on the KeyZ Method. Me and Sy, we coming out with a kit. Let's go.
Let's do it, bro. Let's do that shit, man. For real, I'm ready.
Let's do it, man. Hey, thank you for that, man. Man, this interview has been a lot of fun, man. Like, just give me like any other nuggets, man. Just just for a guy that's, hey, I've been working at my home studio for a couple of years. Maybe I've kind of tapped in with some artists. Or before that, let's talk about collaborations and networking. I try to talk about that each episode. Is collaboration a big deal in the music industry, especially when it comes to getting placements or just advancing your career? How big is networking and collaborating with other artists and producers?
It's important,
not
man.
just the majors, but just up and coming artists that might not have a deal yet or just got a deal. Like, what do you think about that?
I feel like if you got time to do it, do it. Like if it's not, just if it makes sense, collaborate with as many people as you can without reaching. Just like if it makes sense, work with them. I'm trying to work with anyone. I don't care about if they dope. I'm trying to work. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. I'm not really. We figure out the other stuff later. You know what I'm saying? And being on your business is important, but I feel like collaboration is different. That's a different stage of the process. The collaboration part, I like it to be open and creative and not tense and not stuck up. You know what I'm saying? So like the collaboration is the fun part, and that's also a productive part that help you to get some business because it multiplies your catalog. You're working with a few different people. You have more shots at getting a placement, more shots at getting a good song. So I love it.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely a big believer in collaborations. And, man, I think that was very good what you said. Like, collaborate without reaching, because you can kind of overextend yourself and stretch yourself thin trying to over-collaborate, That might be a whole nother episode I talk about, like, over-collaborating. Because we stress it a lot collaborating, but, the guys that's been in the game a little bit of veterans, they'll definitely understand, like, over-collaborating.
Yeah, I've been there for sure because like I've been to the point where like I'm starting a lot of joints, but they're not all getting done because I'm just doing back-to-back sessions, and if it didn't get bounced in the session, it damn near gets lost in the sauce at some point. Yeah. Because like if you're just working, trying to collaborate, working, like when it's that season, but it's just important. But now that I learned, if you're gonna do that, make sure to bounce out all the beats, no matter how it sounds, just bounce it out, even if you got some more to do to it. Bounce out the joints, and so you could at least have something to show for all the work you're doing.
Right, man, definitely. So yeah, man, just to kind of wrap up, this interview. I mean, man, once again, thank you for your time. I really want to give another key to, like I said, producers out there that, like I said, maybe they've been working in their home studio or, around their community, their region, their city, and they have some good stuff, but, they're still like, I still haven't really got the attention or got the opportunity to get that big placement or that first record to kind of, give them that confidence maybe that they're looking for, or, just to get that first kind of placement. Like, what's a tip that you recommend for them to do or continue doing to put themselves in that situation? And if they want to have a successful resume and career like you have, like, what's some nuggets that you can give them if they're just starting out or at that level, stuck at that level?
Man, I'd say just keep doing, perfect the craft, just keep working, and also keep networking, because I feel like I just started for real. I've been working on beats for like 10 years plus now, and I literally feel like I just started. I feel like I'm figuring out what I want to do more every day, like the type of music I want to make, what type of deals I may want to do, or like I'm just figuring out all these type of things. So it's like I feel like day one. So I just tell them, just keep going, keep fresh with it, stay in love with doing this shit. And the time thing, don't worry about the time, because like I've seen it all, man. I've seen people blow just like this. I've also seen people take a while. I've seen people go in different phases of a career. People have different moments, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like just staying in love with the music and loving each song and loving each moment is important. And just staying in the present, man, and just being grateful for the opportunity to do this, you know what I'm saying, is key. For real. Like that might sound cliche, but I feel like that's what it is. Just like don't even worry about that shit. Like everybody has their day. You know what I'm saying? Like if you love this shit, these moments like that we share with other people and cooking up, that's the most important thing for real. Like that's what's never gonna fade. This song's gonna last forever. All these songs gonna last forever. All these beats gonna last forever. So it's like it's a great joy to do this shit.
Man, for sure, man. Those are all facts right there. And like I said, just create moments, with your peers and do your best to create timeless music and have fun. And guys, you'll really be surprised. I mean, I could ask you, but I know with some of the songs that I've that have been released that I've been on, and I'm pretty sure with you, some of the songs, you got to create timeless record, because by the time the song comes out, that should be old. I mean, like a lot of those songs don't just be like, oh, we just made that song last week or last month. Sometimes, man, I know I had a song, it was like 2 years old. I made the beat like 2-3 years ago. And, it's new, it was new to everybody else, but it's old to me. I mean, have you had that situation where one of your placements or songs that was released was, man, this was an old beat I did like a long time ago?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a lot of the joints, I'm starting to get over that. But now, yeah, man, like a lot of joints, because stuff take like a year to come out, stuff take 2 years to come out sometimes from when it's initially done on the major labels. But now, since streaming and everything, we could drop it ourselves. But yeah, it should be getting a little dated, but but the thing about it is, if the fans like it, then that's what's important. Because if someone like it, then they like it. I'm starting to get used to the fact that something that I find old is new to someone else, and that it is jamming still. We just might have heard it too many times sometimes too.
Yeah, it is a little frustrating, You're like, man, I got some newer, fresher stuff. Like, y'all should want to hear this, but then again, I think that's the responsibility of us as creators. As creators, we're responsible for trying to move the culture forward, and let's make timeless. Let's do our best to make timeless music. I still be jamming some Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Exactly.
Anita Baker, and man, Michael Jackson. When you go down the list, I mean, these songs are definitely old, right? But we still jam, try to remix them, and as music creators today, I mean, are you going to be the next Michael Jackson? Are you going to be the next whoever in the industry to just make a timeless song that sticks around? And that to me, that's the goal of when I try to create. It's not really the goal of try to create a timeless record, but just have fun. And music is, like you said, Sai, you explained it perfectly. Music is very simple, guys. It's only in 12 keys, and really if you only sing a song in one key, and this is like some theory breakdown, but really I look at music as whatever key I'm in is really only 4 chords you're going to play, probably 2 on most songs. You got a major chord, a minor chord, a diminished chord, and an augmented chord. I mean, it's not very, it's 4 chords just being flipped and rotated around over and over again.
Yeah.
That's what you hear on all of these records, basically. So don't overcomplicate the game in creating. Have fun, as you can see.
Fun, that's it. Yep.
So yeah, man, this has been a lot of fun. I think you've given a lot of gems and, man, a lot of information for up and coming producers, and I learned some stuff too. Just, is there anything else you want to share or talk about, or anything you got coming up in the near future that you can speak on at this time?
Man, shoot, I want to thank you for having me, man. It's really a privilege, man, to be on here with you, bro. And I really respect what you're doing, man, and what you told me before we got on here, like how you want to give something for the youngsters, pass this knowledge on and this wisdom on, and that's what the same shit I'm on right now too. We gotta leave it for them, man, so they could just, they won't have to take the long route. They could take the elevator if they choose to, you know what I'm saying, with some of this knowledge that we can help them with. And so I appreciate that, man. Anything that I can help with, I'm on deck. But as far as stuff that I'm working on, I'm just working with a lot of local artists, a lot of the labels still. Working with my guy Judah the Lion from the Bahamas. My guy Blaze Burner just dropped his mixtape yesterday, and my guy Irv the Great, who I started making beats with, and from the Bahamas, also dropped a beat tape yesterday. I'll be working with those guys, and just working with anyone really. I'm open to work with anyone who's trying to cook up for real.
Man, that's what's up, man. And hey, that just that attitude right there is why, man, you're gonna be just as if already in my eyes, just a Hall of Fame in the music industry, man. I know they don't have that category, but you're a Hall of
Thank
Fame
you,
in
bro.
my eyes,
Thank
man.
you, bro. Thanks,
Definitely,
likewise, man.
I'll drop some links below where you guys can check out some more stuff and tap in with Cy, and definitely your sound kits that you have. I'm telling you guys, do not slip on these sound kits. Y'all sitting around using these stock plugins, nothing wrong with it, but you need to, spice up your library and get you some of these kits. And man, it's instant creativity. If you haven't used the right kits before, I mean, you'd be like, damn, I can't think of nothing. And you open up his folder and you'll be cooking up 10 beats today, I promise you. But
thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, well, guys, once again, thank you guys for tuning in to the KeyZ Method. Thank you, Cy. It's your boy, Kris KeyZ. As always, y'all stay creative. Peace.
Yeah, man, appreciate you, bro.